Hey everybody, welcome to this 734 from WCCO. I'm Jason DeRusha. I know, I kind of miss Christiane Cordero visiting with you guys too. She is out in Hudson today working on a story for us. But I'm glad to spend this time with you right now as some of you get ready for another day from working from home or working with the kids. Maybe you're on spring break. My family's on spring break right now. Woo, spring break. It's great, isn't it? Well, at least we have a nice day outside. It's coming. Rain came through this morning for sure. It looks really wet out there. You probably have a hard time believing it's almost going to be 70 degrees by 4 o'clock this afternoon. Sun will peek through, and it's going to be a really nice day out there. So make sure you get a chance to, celebrate spring break Minnesota style today. Let's talk about this. Our neighbors in Wisconsin. Boy, what a zoo over there. The polls are open now for the primary. Yesterday, it looked like voting was going to be off. The governor said, nope, I'm moving the election. And the state Supreme Court said, no, you're not. You can't do that unilaterally. The court sided with Republicans who said the governor did not have the authority to reschedule the race. So now voters face a decision. Vote or go to a potentially crowded polling booth. So we want to know what you would do, whether you're in Wisconsin or in Minnesota. Today's primary election day, would you vote? Why or why not? Democracy is so important. Voting so important, but do you want to be in a crowded room right now? Let us know what you think. Leave a comment on the WCCO Facebook page. We'll read through a few in a moment. If you are voting in Wisconsin today, be prepared that it could take a little longer. We are told that poll workers are going to wear gloves and masks. The Wisconsin National Guard has been deployed to help enforce social distancing as well. People will be asked to wait outside or in their car before going inside a polling place to vote. This morning we spoke with Hudson City Clerk Becky Egan, who says despite precautions, she's still a little nervous about today.
How do you feel going into a day like today? Are you scared about your safety or your health at all?
A little bit, yes. I mean, the clerks and the clerk's office has been on the front line for in-person voting and trying to change the rules with, keeping people out of the building and doing by appointment only. Yes, actually, it is a scary thought for us, knowing that how many people we've had to deal with, which it's their right to vote, so here we are.
Yeah, boy, and we appreciate all those workers who are out there doing that for Wisconsin. Egan told us they did set up a washing station at the door. Each voter gets their own pen or pencil to take with them or to throw away. Minnesota legislature back in session today. Lawmakers are going to talk about a bill that would allow first responders and healthcare workers to be covered by workers' comp if they should get COVID-19. The law has to be changed to make that happen. Governor Tim Walz announced $6.2 million in COVID-19 grants for Minnesota military veterans who have lost their jobs because of the virus. The governor hopes to make a decision in the next day or two. I know a lot of us wondering, will he extend Minnesota's stay-at-home order?
We don't want to set up a false hope that this is going to be, quicker and it's going to be removed. And I also don't want to set this too far out why people get frustrated and say, well, how do you know? A lot can change by May.
So the stay-at-home order is set to expire on Friday. The governor says data is driving his decision on how long this should last, if they can be a little more surgical with it and allow certain job categories to go back to work. He says this order could be extended until the end of April. Don't think anyone would be surprised by that. Governor Walz also saying Minnesota does have the lowest COVID-19 infection rate in the country. These infection rates are kind of mushy numbers, right? Because we don't have the widespread testing that some other states do. A lot of states are like us and don't have widespread testing. But here's where we're at for what it's worth. Minnesota's number of known cases did jump up to 986. Another person died as well, which brings the state's total to 30. In Wisconsin, the number is 2,440 cases that are known, and 77 people have died. All around the country, nearly 11,000 people have died for deaths that have been attributed to COVID-19. Nearly half of them in New York. More than 368,000 people have been confirmed infected in the U.S. That total is more than twice as many as any other country. But of course, when you look at our population and you look at the fact that the numbers out of China are highly suspicious. Vice President Mike Pence confirmed that he did get another COVID-19 test yesterday. It was negative. The president says he expects to be tested more frequently in light of UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson's fight with coronavirus. The Prime Minister is in a London ICU this morning. Went to the hospital over the weekend, moved to intensive care in case he needs a ventilator. How dumb is this? A southern Minnesota bar owner facing charges because he let customers drink and play cards despite the state's emergency stay-at-home order. Winnebago police officer driving by sees 4 people in Shooter's Bar last month, according to court documents. The owner was a bit of a pain in the butt about the thing. He protested, tried to argue with a cop. 3 customers were like, peace out. They got out of there. The bar owner could face 90 days in jail or a $1,000 fine for that violation. Some workers for Target's delivery service Shipt are planning a walkout today. On a blog post yesterday, these workers said they're not being protected or paid enough during this pandemic. They said they won't work until their demands are met, asking for $5 of hazard pay per order, more paid sick leave, and more safety precautions. New Zealand has added 2 crucial figures to the list of essential workers during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yes, you'll be pleased to know that we do consider both the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny to be essential workers. But as you can imagine at this
Thank
time,
goodness, right? Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern says, you know, we have to understand that in these times, the Easter Bunny is perhaps managing, you know, his own household, distance learning for all the little bunnies at home. So might not get to every household this year. She encouraged children in New Zealand to draw an Easter egg and put it in their front window to help other children with their Easter egg hunts. Very nice. Lady Gaga, latest celebrity to organize a benefit concert for coronavirus relief. And when Gaga gets to work, she doesn't mess around. $35 million in donations already this week. She's teaming up with the World Health Organization and Global Citizen for a virtual concert. Special's called One World Together at Home. There will be appearances by big stars like Elton John, Billie Eilish, Lizzo, Casey Musgraves, among many others. It's going to air live across multiple networks on April 18th. Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Fallon, and Jimmy Kimmel are co-hosting the concert. This is probably the most entertaining video you'll see today. It is from the Minnesota organization Save a Fox.
Don't you do anything to my phone. You see, it's my phone.
Well, come on, Dixie. Hey, Dixie, bring the phone back. I tell you, you try to talk to some sense into a fox. It just doesn't work very well. This video is hilarious. The fox runs off with the phone.
You tried to bury it.
Lasts for a minute. Tried to bury the phone. Save a Fox is a rescue organization out of Lakeville. Funny. Sly Fox. I like how we titled this story. Nice work there, Chris. Chris is the producer of the 734, and because our entire online team now, WCCO.com, is all working remotely from their homes. Chris, is this your first appearance on the 734?
This is my debut, yeah. My internet debut.
How about this? They still won't let you appear on camera. You have to be behind the camera.
This quarantine hair.
I don't know. Your hair looks pretty good. This is like it's getting very poofy. What can you do? All right. So we asked people if they would vote if today were election day, and what are people saying?
We have people on both sides here. Kathy said absolutely not. Yeah. Well, Judy acknowledged it was a tough decision. She said, I would try to vote and hope they space people out, which it looks like they were doing from what we saw this morning.
You know, in Wisconsin, they have a Supreme Court race on this ballot. So you might look at this and say, why do the Republicans even care? Like, they don't really have a presidential primary to work, but there's a Supreme Court thing on there, and that's why
important
this has become political over there.
Yeah, and Don said, for sure, it's mine and our civic duty.
Yeah. So. It's tough, man. I don't know. I got to tell you, I don't know what I would do. But you could wear a mask. They're trying to space people out. I hope it goes well. You know, I mean, elections are important. So we're glad here in Minnesota we're done with our primary, though. I'll tell you that much. Oof, we've had enough problems with caucuses and that sort of stuff here. That's it. That's the 734. Hey, if you are in Wisconsin, keep us up to date. Let us know how things go today while you're voting. And we'll be back here with more local news, weather, and nonsense at 734 tomorrow.